Hey guys, my name is Bianca. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing just a chatty video because I know I haven't posted yet this year and I'm struggling on the struggle bus with that, but we're just going to be doing a beginning of the year book tag. I got the questions from Larry. Love her channel, so I thought this would be a good way to just ease me into posting for the year. This, I know it's already February when this should go up, but we're just gonna do all the questions. So there are 18, I believe. So if you decide you want to answer some of these questions, or maybe you want to do a video like this yourself, I will have the questions in the description down below. Or if you decide you want to answer a question or two in the comments, I would love to see what your answers are. So they, like I said, will be in the description down below. I do have the questions off to the side on my iPad, so if I'm looking over, that is what I'm looking at. So grab a drink, which is what I'm about to do. I have my liquid IV. This is the tangerine flavor, and it's pretty good. I love the strawberry one though, but this is what I have, so that's what I try. So grab a drink, grab a snack, and take a seat, and let's get into this video. So for question number 1 is, how many books are you planning on reading this year? I do have my Goodreads, which I have linked down below if you guys are interested in seeing what I'm currently reading or what I have on my shelves or anything. I think I read like 76 books last year with my goal set at like 70 or 75. I did bump that goal up to 80. So all in all, that's just to say that this year I've set my goal at 80 books. The year or so before, I did read over 100, and I just found that a little, Meet, our new dog, I just found that a little stressful to try and keep up with that. So I don't want to stress myself out. I set it at 80. Will I read more? Maybe, maybe not. So that's where that is. Question number 2 is, a book that you really like to reread in 2025. I have a few, and some of these I have already read because, again, this was in February, but this is in February. But some that I like to reread are Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I'd also like to do a reread of the ACOTAR series. I think I finished the series in 2023, and I have not been able to get it off my mind since, so I would like to reread that. Another would be From Blood and Ash. I've only read the first 2 books in that series, and I've really enjoyed them, but I do want to continue on, so I would have to reread From Blood and Ash, even though I've read it 2 or 3 times now. So those are some of the books that I want to pick up. Question number 3, a book that's on your priority TBR for 2025. I have one that I really wanted to pick up. I've already read it. It was amazing. I loved it. And that was Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. That is the 3rd book in the Empyrean series that follows Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, which were the books I just talked about. And amazing. Loved it. 5 stars. So I'm really glad I got to that. Question number 4, an author you're done with in 2025. I don't really have an author that I'm done with. I don't usually pick up books that I don't think I'll enjoy, so I don't really have an author that I don't like on my shelves or anything. I really don't. So I don't really have an answer for that question. No, I really don't. I don't have an answer for that question. So number 5, something new you want to read in 2025. So I did follow Larry in doing like genres for this question. Something new I want to read in 2025 is, I don't really like pregnancy tropes. I haven't read a lot of them, but I find them kind of cheesy and I don't like them. But one book that has been recommended a lot that I've seen around is Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. I've heard a lot about this book, and I've heard it's really good. It's like a friends to lovers, but she's pregnant with somebody else's kid kind of thing. And I do want to try and pick that up. Another one is, I've also been getting into like sports romances, specifically sports romances. There's this one series that I started. I'm only on the 2nd book, I believe, or like the prequel to the series, but I have really liked it. Leah Brunner. So I've been reading her hockey romances. Oh, it's a DC Eagles hockey series, and I've read the first one, which was Desire or Defense, and it's really cute, like little brother's coach type thing, but it was really cute. I really enjoyed it. So I did want to continue that series, and other than reading the Chestnut Spring series, which, you know, is the cowboy romance, not really a sports romance, but other than reading those books, which have a touch of like sports in them, I don't really read sports romances. So I did want to try, and I really enjoyed Leah Brenner's. So that's another genre that I do want to pick up more of. And I do want to read more like fiction, literary fiction. I'm not really big on anything that's not like fantasy or romance or fantasy romance. So I do want to kind of pick more of that up. So question number 6, a popular book you want to read in 2025. I want to start off with a popular author that I want to pick up more of. I want to read Kristen Hanna. I've heard so many good things about Kristen Hanna's books that I do want to pick up a book by her this year. I do have, I believe, 2 books by her on my 25 to pick up in 2025. Yes, so I do have Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna on my 25 to read in 2025. And I've heard that The Women's Guide, I've heard The Nightingale is amazing. So that is an author that I do want to pick up. I do want to start The Heartless Hunter or The Crimson Moth, whichever one you've heard. I do want to read that series. Rebel Witch comes out this year, or has already come out. I do have a copy on my shelves from Book of the Month. It came out early, but Rebel Witch comes out in February, so I do want to pick that series up. I've heard amazing things, and it kind of reminds me of Serpent and Dove with The Witch and Witch Hunter, and I loved Serpent and Dove by Shelby Maharin, so I do want to get to that. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Heard nothing but amazing things. Maybe not for the second book so much, but the series overall has been really good. So I do want to pick up that series. I do have the 3 books on my bookshelves. I have Powerless, I have Reckless, and I have Powerful. So we're just waiting for Fearless to come out to finish that up. So I do want to pick that up this year. The Emily Wilde Encyclopedia of Fairies books. I want to read those. I have the first and second book. The third book is coming out this year. I don't know if that's the final book, but I do know I want to try and read that. It's cozy fantasy with a little touch of romance, I believe. So that's kind of what I want to pick up this year. Number 7, most anticipated release in 2025. I am going to have a most anticipated releases video coming out soon. I have so many books on that list. It's just taking a long time to film it, but I do want to post that soon. So one of the most anticipated books on that list is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. This is coming out July 15th of this year, and I really loved The Spell Shop, and this book kind of continues in that world. So I do want to pick that up really bad. So number 8 is a bookish goal you have for 2025. Mostly for this one, it's just not to push myself to read books that I don't enjoy and to DNF more often, because most of the time I feel kind of guilty if I DNF a book and I'm halfway through it. And I feel like I wasted all this time getting halfway, and I should just finish it since I'm already halfway. But no, I think I'm going to just let it go if I'm not enjoying it and not pick books just because they're popular. I like to read for enjoyment. I like to read for escapism. And if I'm not enjoying a book that's popular, I don't want to kind of torture myself or feel guilty for not enjoying a book that everybody else loves. So that's kind of my focus for this year in my reading. Number 9, a book that's been on your TBR forever and you probably won't ever read. I have a very large TBR. I have almost or a little over 900 books on my bookshelves, and I just bought a new bookshelf because I was running out of room on these, but you can only see like 3 of them. I have 6 of these large bookshelves, and then I have a 7th smaller one that I just added. So there are a lot of books, and I will say this may sound horrible, but I haven't read half of them. So I am gonna try and do a physical TBR, but I think I have over 300 books that I have not read. So it's gonna take a while, but I have not read half of these books. And there are some that I bought purely because I like to collect books and I like how they look on my shelves. They look amazing. So there are a couple that are like that. Like I have a gorgeous leather-bound edition of Gone with the Wind. I don't think I'll ever read it. I have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Am I interested in reading it? Yes. Do I think I'll ever get to it? I don't know. Because like I said, I don't really pick up fiction. It is, I believe, a mystery. I don't even know. I believe it's like a dark academia. Fiction. I don't know. There are a few. But some of them I bought purely because they're pretty. And I don't know if I'll ever get to them. So number 10, a series you want to read this year. I have a few, and I would say some of them are ones that I've already started that I want to finish this year, like From Blood and Ash. I started that years ago. I've only read Blood and Ash and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, so I do want to continue that series. I've heard it kind of goes downhill though, so I'm kind of scared, but I want to finish it. Powerless by Lauren Roberts is another one that I've mentioned. I want to read that this year. Zodiac Academy. I started the first, I think, 3 books in the Zodiac Academy series last year, and I do want to finish them this year. There are so many books and so many novellas in between, and there are so many different ways to read the series, but I think I finally decided that I'm just going to read straight through, and then if I want to pick up the other series afterwards or any other books, I will do that. But I'm finding it kind of hard to be in the Zodiac Academy story and then stop reading that to pick up like Dark Fae, I believe is another the series that kind of prequels this. So I'm currently in the middle of Shadow Princess, and I'm having a difficult time with it, mostly because I'm kind of tired of Tori hating on Darius, but I'm gonna get through it. I'm loving the series, and I'm gonna get through it. I also wanted to pick up One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I can't remember the name. I think it's The Shepherdess. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the series itself, but I do want to pick that up. I've heard amazing things, and it's a duology, so I feel like I can get through it pretty quickly. And then What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez, another duology that I've heard amazing things about, so I do want to pick that up too. 11, your auto-buy author going into 2025. My auto-buy authors, I have a few. Like Simone St. James is an auto-buy author for me. Hannah Nicole Mayer, who wrote the Assistant to the Villain series, is an auto-buy author for me. She has a 3rd book coming out this year that I'm really excited for. Sarah Beth Durst, who did The Spell Shop. Anything that comes out in that series, so excited for, so I cannot wait, like I said, for The Enchanted Greenhouse. Deborah Harkness is another auto-buy author for me. I loved you can see the paperback editions over here. I loved A Discovery of Witches, so she just came out with a new one, I believe it was the end of last year. It was The Blackbird Oracle. Very excited to pick that up. I have to read Times Convert first, but so that's it for those auto-buy authors. Number 12, a book to show adaptation you were excited for. I was very torn up when I found out that they were cutting the work on the ACOTAR series adaptation. So I'm hoping somebody picks that up again, but that was a bummer for me. I heard that they're doing The Housemaid, which I haven't read, but I've heard amazing things for. I do have a copy of The Housemaid that I want to pick up, but I haven't picked it up as of yet. But they are making I believe it's a movie for The Housemaid. Things We Never Got Over, the Knock 'Em Out series by Lucy Score, is supposed to have a TV show or something, and I really look forward to that because I loved the Knock 'Em Out series. Mostly the first 2 books because I haven't read the 3rd one yet, but that is one that I want to get to this year, probably after I reread the first 2 books. But I do want that. There's supposed to be an Inheritance Games one, and obviously 4th Wing. So whenever those come out, I will be right in front of the TV ready to watch. 13, a sequel I'm excited for in 2025, Wild Side by Elsie Silver. That is the 3rd book. I moved them over into the smaller one. I can't even see them anymore. The 3rd book in the Rose Hill series. Very much looking forward to that one. Cannot wait. I've already pre-ordered my copy, and it's coming out in March, and I'm so excited. A Theory of Dreaming by Ava Reid. This is the 2nd book to A Study in Drowning, and I did enjoy A Study in Drowning, so I am looking forward to that too. And then Accomplice to the Villain, the 3rd book in the Assistant to the Villain series. I loved Assistant to the Villain and Accomplice to the Villain, so I cannot wait. Assistant to the Villain and Apprentice to the Villain, so I cannot wait for Accomplice to the Villain to come out. 14, bookish things that you're leaving behind in 2025. I am leaving behind strict TBRs. I do a TBR video, at least I try to do a TBR video at the beginning of every month, and very rarely do I actually read the books on the TBR. So what I think I'm going to try and do is, while doing a TBR video, because I know that's one of the videos that I definitely can get out to you guys every month, I'm going to be more fluid and probably just have like a selection of books to choose from, as opposed to saying these are definitely the books that I'm going to read this month, because I am very much a mood reader, and sometimes I will pick out a book for TBR and I will lose interest before I get to it. So that is something I want to leave behind for 2025. Also, forcing myself to read books that I'm not necessarily interested in. I think I mentioned this earlier. I tend to pick up books and then I'll lose interest halfway through. And I feel like I have to continue reading it even though I'm not interested in it anymore. And I want to leave that behind too. I want to read books because I enjoy them, not because they're popular or because I think other people like them and I should like them too. So if I start to feel like I'm losing interest, I'm going to just drop it. Like I soft DNF'd Phantasma by Kaylee Smith because I wasn't enjoying it. And everybody seems to love that book. So I feel kind of bad that I don't like it too. And it has everything that I love in a book, with fantasy romance, a gothic atmosphere, the magic system. It just sounds so interesting, but it wasn't giving me what I needed at that time. So maybe it was just right book, wrong time. But I did soft DNF that. So that's where I am right now for my leaving bookish things behind in 2025. So number 15, what to expect from your channel this year. I am definitely gonna try and post more videos this year. My biggest obstacle is that I don't enjoy editing my videos. I hate watching myself on camera, and I think I just sound so cringe and awkward in the videos, so I don't like editing them, and it takes so long. So my ADHD brain gets bored halfway through and I lose interest. But I do want to try and post more videos per month. I usually can get out 1 or 2. I want to try and do at least a video a week, and if I can do 2, that would be even better. But I do want to try and do that. I want to do more vlog style videos. I have a tendency to forget I'm filming them, so I want to challenge myself more and do vlog style videos. And I also kind of feel like they're boring because I really don't go anywhere. I'm pretty much a homebody, and the only places I really go are to like Quick Check or the store to get snacks and to work. So I don't really go a lot of places, so I kind of feel like vlogs are boring for you guys. So if you do like them, please let me know down in the comments, because I kind of think they're boring because I'm not really doing anything except, well, doing what I love, which is talking about books. But we'll see how that goes. And I do want to put more effort into editing videos because I do have to edit them. And while I don't enjoy it, I think maybe if I put a little more into it, I'll enjoy the challenge a bit more. And again, posting more often. So 16, how has your reading taste evolved from 2024 to 2025? I don't know that it's really evolved over the year. I do notice that I am leaning more towards like fantasy romance compared to like fluffy contemporary romances, but I never really like gravitated towards contemporary romances anyway. But I like action in my romances, and romance is really where my heart lies, whether that's fantasy romance, romantic suspense, mysteries with romance in them. As long as the book has romance in it, I tend to enjoy it more than if it doesn't. But I don't know, I'm not loving the fluffy, no struggles romances anymore. So that has changed. 17, I love this one. Booktube creators who inspire you. I love watching Booktube. I have so many creators that I subscribe to, and I love them all so much. But the few that I have on here, I did mention Larry, who I got these questions from. I love Larry. She's just seems like such a fun and amazing person. Sarah Caroli, love her videos. Destiny Sidwell, Haley Pham, love all of them. They just seem like such fun people. Mariana, I discovered at the end of last year, mostly on TikTok, but she has moved to YouTube too. And Rachel Catherine, I love all of them. They are so nice and they seem so much fun, and I love all of their videos. And the final question, 18, something I want to say to anyone starting Booktube. I'm relatively new to Booktube too. So all I can really say is kind of like stay true to yourself. Don't force yourself to read however many books a year to keep up with anyone. If you can read 20 books a year, that's great. Post about the 20 books you read a year. If you can read 100 books a year, that's also great. Post about all of those, but don't feel like you have to force yourself to read 100 books a year as if you're competing with the other Booktube creators. You don't have to compete with anyone. You just need to be authentic and be yourself. That is all anybody wants. That is what I enjoy the most about the videos, is just seeing the creator be happy and enjoy what they're doing. So that is something I would definitely recommend. Read and post the videos because you love to do it, not because you feel like you have to put out so many videos a month, or because you have to put out a hour-long vlog. If it's a 20-minute video, I enjoy it just as much as watching a 2-hour one or an hour one. Just make sure you enjoy what you are doing and have fun with it. That is all you need to do. Just have fun with what you're doing. So that is this video. Those are all the questions. Like I said, I will have the questions down in the description below if you want to answer some of them, or if you want to post a video of your own. That would be great. I'm sure everybody would enjoy watching it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and don't forget to pick up a good book. Bye.